Hey everybody, how are you? Good evening. It's Walter. Welcome to Where's Walter Cruise Chat Live. What is today? Today's Monday, October 3rd. There are, my goodness, 82 days until Christmas. 82 days until Christmas. It's coming so fast. Have you started your Christmas shopping yet? I haven't. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, welcome everybody to Cruise Chat Live. It is nice to see you. If you're new to the channel, we are all about bringing you news and cruising, or cruise news, I guess, and also welcoming the new cruisers and the cruise curious to try to get you guys out there. If you've never taken a cruise before, our goal is to at least get you to maybe try taking a cruise. And if you have, well, we want to help make your next one even better. I see Kenneth. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Welcome to the show tonight. And I want to give a big shout out to Desiree Hall. Gave us a super sticker before we even came on the air. Thank you, Desiree. That was absolutely awesome. You are so incredibly awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So Desiree, hey, Bill, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. And of course, welcome to the chat, Desiree. So Desiree has already got a question in there. Where are you sailing to and how many days you're going to be cruising next year during Thanksgiving week? Thanksgiving is a great time to go on a cruise. You cruise in March. Awesome. So we are, hey, Mark. I see Mark R is now in here. How are you? Good to see you. So Desiree, we are, we've already sailed twice this year. We sailed the Mardi Gras in March, and we sailed the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady in July. So we cruised for 7 days and 5 days. So we've cruised for 12 days so far. And then in 74 days, on December 17th, we will be boarding the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas out of Miami, which is going to be kind of a Christmas cruise. We actually get off the ship on Christmas Eve. So we're cruising December 17th through the 24th out of Miami. And I know we're doing Coco Cay and
St. Martin,
other places. St. Martin and St. Thomas. So actually, my two of my favorite islands in the Caribbean. Love St. Martin. If you've never been to St. Martin, they have an amazing, amazing Star Wars museum. One of the guys who made one of the original Yodas. So the store is called that Yoda guy. So super, super cool. What is the Scarlet Lady like? Well, Desiree, you are in the right place because I happen to have a 5 or 6 part vlog series right here on the channel all about the Scarlet Lady. But I will tell you, the food is some of the best we've ever had on a cruise ship, especially since it's totally included. Every meal, just about every piece of food on the ship is included. There are some items that are called treat yourself that are an upcharge if you want to, but Rebecca and I spent $0 for the entire week on food, and we were eating 5-star meals every single night. Like the Wake is a steakhouse, Gun Bay is a Korean barbecue, Pink Agave is upscale Mexican. The Test Kitchen is just outrageous. It's just like this experiential food thing. It's just a crazy dinner. And then Extra Virgin is the Italian restaurant. Plus you have the hot dog place, you got the pizza place, you got the tapas out on the dock. So much food on that ship. It's just unbelievable. And I did another vlog right here on the channel where I talk about, how good is cruise food. And I rank the 8 cruise lines that we've sailed so far. And I also gave you the 7 top meals that we've ever had. And 3 of those top meals were from the Scarlet Lady. And we did not pay any extra for them. All the other meals we had to pay for. So
she's a vegetarian.
Really, too. Really different. Oh, so you're a vegetarian. Wow. Well, so my wife is, she's a pescatarian now. So 2 things. So you're a vegetarian. And then you also asked, what is the price like over on Virgin Voyages? So when you look at the pricing on Virgin Voyages, you're going to say, wow, it looks a little bit more expensive than what other people are charging. And I see you say you've gone on Norwegian and Royal Caribbean. So first of all, it doesn't have any of, the outdoor stuff, right? There's no water slides. There's none of that. And there's also no children because you have to be 18 years old just to get on a Virgin Voyages ship. So it's all adults only. Now, Richard Branson is a vegan, I believe, or at least a vegetarian. And so the ship has a very strong vegetarian and vegan slant across the entire ship. There are plant-based options everywhere. And in fact, Razzle Dazzle is pretty much, I forgot to mention it. Razzle Dazzle is a vegetarian vegan restaurant. That's what it is. It's absolutely fantastic.
Well,
We
they
had
do
a
have
brunch
some
in there.
Naughty
They,
items.
yeah, they have naughty items that are steak and chicken. But if you are a vegetarian, it is, I mean, this is a ship for you because it's not so much that they cater to it, but they are very welcoming to it. They're open to it. And the food quality is really, really good. So if you like Royal and Norwegian, I mean, I liken it to a celebrity vibe. I think that's what Virgin Voyages kind of feels like. It feels a little bit like a celebrity vibe. And that's mainly because it doesn't have all those games and all of that. But one of the crew members called it a adult camp, adult summer camp, and that is kind of what it's like. Because not only do they have a lot of the fun shows, but they have arts and crafts, they have trivia, scavenger hunts, they have all kinds of stuff going on during the day as well. So if you like those ships, I think you should certainly give it a try. So yeah, Virgin Voyages, and like I said, I've got like a 6-part series, 5 or 6-part series right here on the channel. It's a Scarlet Lady playlist. I've got our cabin, the food, a full review. I've got our karaoke session. We were in a suite, so we had a full bar. That's the other thing too. If you get a suite, you get a full bar.
She's talking solo cabins though.
Oh, okay, solo cabins. Yeah, that's not going to be a suite. So sorry, I'm kind of talking. I'm not looking down as well. So hey, Christy, how are you? Good to see you as well. Rana, hey, how are you, Rana? Good to see you. I hope you guys ordered one of the shirts. Thanks for the suggestion. That was a great suggestion. We now have, you see me wearing this shirt right here, and I'll pop it up here real quick. If you're in, we've got about 40 designs or so in our store. Really fun cruise design. This is just my logo shirt. But Rona and Peggy said, hey, can you possibly put some of the designs on the back of the shirt instead of the front? So I did. So you'll see there's a bunch of options in there. Small logo on the front, and then the big design is on the back now. So thank you to Rona and Peggy for leading that. I had a couple other people ask about it too. So if you want to get some shirts, really fun shirts, they're not all mine, but some really fun stuff for your next cruise, definitely go check out whereswalter.tv. Really, really, really fun stuff. Jessica Ray, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining in on the chat. You are a pescatarian too. Does Rebecca have any favorites on Royal Caribbean? Has she tried the vegan options? She's thinking on that.
I don't know if I have. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've only done the Freedom and we've only done the Mariner. And the Mariner, I want to say, was a good 3 years ago. So it's been a while. We will be on Symphony this time, and we're going to Wonderland for sure. And we'll be trying a few other things.
I do remember liking the hibachi.
Yes, she does remember liking the hibachi, which was shrimp. Certainly, that was extremely good. So unfortunately, we can't quite answer totally on that one. Oh, Rebecca's reminding me, I started talking about Virgin Voyages pricing, and then I stopped. So I apologize for that. Oh, Jessica, yay, you ordered some shirts. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy those. So I started talking about the pricing, Desiree, so sorry, and then I got away from that. What you'll notice is if you compare the exact same cabin, like Norwegian has solo cabins and Virgin will have solo cabins, and you're going to notice right away that, well, the Virgin cabins cost more. But what you have to look at is that Virgin is including all the soft drinks, they're including the Wi-Fi, they're including the gratuities, and they're including every single meal. Now, Norwegian does have those freebie things, right? You get the free alcohol, the free this, the free that, but then you are paying gratuities on top of that. And you just kind of have to compare. And I will say that the food comparison between the two, now Norwegian specialty dining is really, really good. I think Virgin's dining is even better than the specialty over on Norwegian. So that I will say. But you get more inclusions in Virgin than you do just about anywhere else, except when Norwegian is running all of those specials and whatnot. Kenneth, do you think, I'll get right back to you in a second, Desiree. Do I think they'll change the menu? I have no idea, to be honest with you, what they're going to do. I really don't know.
I know on Royal they have shops will do a holiday meal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about Virgin.
Yeah, that's true. On Royal Caribbean, they have a specific Christmas meal. I'm betting the Wake is going to do something, the steakhouse, and I'm betting it's going to be a really fun Christmas ship to be on. What is the deposit for, do you remember?
Well, it was back in 2019. By the time we actually got the suite, we were using future cruise credit, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know what they're running right now. What I can tell you for sure, they're running a free bar tab for November. If you happen to sail November 1st through November 30th, you get a $300 bar tab for booking. But I don't see, the way our cruise worked was, like Rebecca just said, we booked way back in 2019 before the pandemic, ended up rebooking 4 times as the cruises got canceled and rebooked. And we don't even remember. Now, we are in the process of becoming a travel agent, so we'll know these kind of answers soon. Maybe by the next time we do one of these broadcasts, we'll actually know the answers soon. And so I don't know what the deposit is right now.
And just,
so,
by the way, the solo cabins, they have not only inside, but ocean view.
On the Virgin Voyages.
Virgin
Yeah,
Voyages.
Virgin Voyages has, in fact, they were running a special. I don't know if it's still going, but I saw them tweet about it, where you could basically book any cabin on the ship except the suites, and you would pay a solo price if you were a solo traveler. It was like I can't remember what they were calling it. I didn't see it on their website when I just dropped in on it a few minutes ago, but it may have ended October 1.
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay. But Virgin Voyages has both interior and ocean view solo cabins, so just know that as well. So you can at least get something with an ocean view if you want to. Jessica, do I recommend booking a future cruise on board or going through a travel agent? So you can do both, actually. So when you're on board, they're always offering something. For sure, when you're on board a ship, you should always go to the future cruise desk. I mean, if you're enjoying the cruise, first of all, if you're enjoying the cruise and you like the cruise line, you should go to the future cruise desk without a doubt. Find out what are they offering. I mean, sometimes it's something as simple as, hey, no deposit if you book right now. Or I remember one time on Norwegian, we got this deal where it was like a couple $100 towards your next cruise, but we didn't have to pick the cruise. They just said, hey, you can bank this for the next 3 years or whatever and pick your cruise later. And you can go ahead and book a cruise on the cruise ship. And if you booked that cruise through a travel agent, they will see that and your cruise will automatically transfer over to the agent. So if you need anything taken care of after the booking, then your agent will go ahead and take care of it. So you can certainly go there, see what they're offering. And if they're offering something that you're like, oh man, I really want to book this cruise now, book it. And then you can transfer the cruise over to the travel agent. And we've done that before when we've been on a ship and it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to book. And then, in fact, I remember it was on Celebrity and the guy's like, okay, I see you're with so-and-so travel agency. Yep. Boom. Just flip the booking right over to the travel agent. So you can do it right on the ship. And I certainly recommend, if you are enjoying the cruise line, you're enjoying that ship, always go there, because you never know what they're going to be offering. And they don't always advertise. You know, you don't see this stuff on the web, obviously. It's just whatever they're going to offer on the ship. So definitely go there. So yes, I definitely encourage you to do that. And by the way, I missed something. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christy. Happy birthday to you. Yay. Maybe next year you'll come to Orlando and we'll celebrate in Disney. That would be a lot of fun, but happy birthday. I hope it was a great weekend. I understand your husband surprised you. So I hope it was a fabulous weekend. So everybody at home, just sing badly to your computer or your phone right now to Christy. So, hey, Aaron, how are you? Boy, I keep seeing you pop up. It's funny. You and I are both popping up over in Gary Bembridge's lives. Gary is so incredibly awesome. Did you read somewhere that your wife worked in sound design? I'm a huge sound design enthusiast for film. She did. Rebecca was a sound designer for CNN, actually, for the live broadcast. So she ran live sound, predominantly in the studio, although she did like 2 or 3 times. She went out and did live remotes as well. But she would run a big Wheatstone board. And then it was, what was that other board you had?
Blanking.
Yeah, it was some other.
Pretty much.
But she had a big old board with all the audio cues and all this stuff. I used to go in there and watch her and go, oh my God, how do you do this? Because I was an editor at CNN at the time. But yeah, that's what she used to do. She used to do live sound for over 20 years. How many years did you do that?
27 or 28.
27, 28 years. So it's really funny when we're watching a TV show or watching a movie. If there's something wrong with the video, I go nuts. I'm like, ah! And if there's something wrong with the sound, I don't notice it. And she's like, ah! That's kind of funny. watching a movie or watching a TV show with us, we'll both freak out at different things. But yeah, that's awesome. So you've dabbled in sound out in LA. That's all. I got a lot of friends. I have a very dear friend, in fact, a high school classmate who I guess for 30 years now, she's been a boom op. And I mean, you know, I see some pictures of her with like the 30, 40-foot boom, and she's just barely out of the shot. And some of the movies she's worked on, unbelievable. Worked on well over 100 movies. And yeah, that is a sound design. I think it's one of the coolest things, and it's one of those things that's very underrated, especially like when you see an animated film, you know, what before the sound, and then you know after. It is absolutely unbelievable what the sound, and that's one of the things I used to love at Disney. You know, Disney Hollywood Studios used to have a sound thing with Pee Wee Herman, and like they would play a scene from Bambi, and then Pee Wee would mess it all up and do something else. I used to love that exhibit. So yeah, that was so much fun. Thanks for reminding me about that. I love that. Let's see, did I miss anything else? The vegan options on Oasis. Yeah, you know, like I said, we're going on Symphony. We've never been on an Oasis class ship. We were supposed to go on Odyssey, which is a Quantum Plus. I really want to go on that because I really want to do the bumper cars. I really want to do the iFly. But I will be trying the Flow Rider this time. But, you know, and the thing of it is, with the food, in fact, Rebecca and I were just having this discussion earlier because somebody, it might have been Aaron. Aaron, you might have been the one that asked me on YouTube about the main dining room and the buffet with Royal Caribbean versus Norwegian. And the big thing about all of these cruise ships now, it's all about the executive chef on the ship itself and then in the restaurants. Because even across various ships, especially, you know, since the restart and there's been so many staffing issues, you really don't know what you're going to get. Like when we were on the Carnival Mardi Gras, I felt so badly for the crew. You could tell they were badly understaffed in F&B, and they were working hard. And most of the food was good. We had a couple of bad experiences, but, you know, I chalked that up to they didn't have enough people, you know, and they were just overworking them. So the options probably do sound amazing, and I would certainly just go try them. But just be aware that if it's not as good as you think it's going to be, it may just be that ship. It might just be that chef. And if you go on to, say, Symphony, you get the same meal. It might be amazing, or vice versa. So it really is. I think the food quality has really kind of been up and down all over the place, especially with your Carnivals, your Royals that have a lot of ships and they need a lot of people. Whereas like Virgin Voyages, they only have 2 ships going right now. And they have bang on, like everything was good on the Scarlet Lady.
And every restaurant has its own kitchen.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. They have 20 kitchens on the Scarlet Lady. So literally every restaurant has its own kitchen. And it's just freaking amazing. It's freaking amazing. I see Desiree asking, how are the shows on Scarlet? So people love them or hate them. There are some weird shows on there, but then there's a lot of traditional stuff. So the Red Room is their version of a theater, and it's basically a big black box. And they have these seats that push into the wall, so it can just be literally a big black box, and that's how they do their Untitled party dance thing. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it's experimental dance. And there's a dance stage in the middle, and then the whole floor is open. So the audience is just standing out there on the floor. And if you want to dance and get involved with it, you can. I watched about 10 minutes of it. And then there is Never Sleep Alone, which is a sex therapist kind of a show. I thought it was going to be a sex therapist talking to people, but it's actually like a whole band. It's like a cabaret show. It was kind of weird. So I didn't really watch that. Do they have bingo? They have drag bingo. At least on our ship they did. The Diva calls the bingo, which is absolutely fantastic. But the big show that we liked was Dual Reality, which was their take on Romeo and Juliet. It kind of had a little bit of West Side Story in it. That's the one that if you see the gymnastics going on, that's that show. But then what really surprised me was they had amazing music throughout the ship. The house band was unbelievable. They could be like an Irish folk band here and then a rock band over there, and then like all of the musicians would split and they'd be all over the place. We had an amazing blues player, and there was a singer. So think about the Scarlet Lady. Everybody sees Scarlet Night, which is just a big ass party. The whole ship is one big party on Scarlet Night, but that's one night of the cruise. And I will recommend, if you have any kind of sensitive hearing, to bring earplugs would you when you go up to the top deck? The party ends on the top deck, and it's just freaking unbelievable, but it's really, really loud.
Shit, I needed earplugs down in the roundabout.
I didn't. You did. But the rest of the time, like if you want an absolutely silent, quiet night at the end of the day, you just go sit out at the dock or go sit on the back on the dock outside. Just one of the most beautiful patios on any cruise ship I've ever been on. If you just want to sit and listen to a guitarist, or you want to listen to somebody sing, they have that. You want to go to the Manor turns into Studio 54 pretty much every single night. It's a big nightclub. So yeah, it really is cool. And they actually had one of the best afternoon teas we've ever had. Now, ironically, unlike most other ships where the afternoon tea is included, like it's free, on Scarlet Lady, you do actually have to pay for it, which is kind of ironic because everything else is free, but you have to pay for that. But it's only $19 for the tea, or $35 or $36 if you want to get champagne, at least as of the time that we were on board. Totally worth it. Really, really good afternoon tea. So if you want to try an afternoon tea, absolutely phenomenal. What's really cool about the ship, and it is beautiful if you go check out our vlog, but one of the cool things that I talked about in the review is how intimate the ship feels. So the ship holds 2,800 people almost. So it's actually, it's a mid-sized ship. It's a good-sized ship. It's 16 decks. So it's a good-sized ship. But it doesn't feel that way because almost all of the decks are like single story. They don't have that grand 3-4 story atrium, or you walk into the main dining room and it's like 3 or 4 stories. They don't have that. The biggest room really is the red room, and that's not even that big. So almost all of the decks are like a single story. So it feels like, and it was designed like a mega yacht. That's the feel they were going for, a mega yacht. They weren't going for the big grandiose spaces. And there is more seating on that ship, I think, than I've ever seen on any ship. It feels like it's designed to be social. You meet up with some new friends and you just kind of hang out. Like, oh, here's some seating. And all the seating is different. And one of the things that they did beautiful is on deck 7, which is where the dock is. The dock in the back is just absolutely stunning. And they serve tapas back there that are phenomenal. But in the middle of deck 7, they have these 2 patios that hang out over both sides with all kinds of seating. That's a really lovely space. The only thing they messed up on that ship is they have 2 minuscule pools. And I do mean small pools. And then on the back of the ship, where they could have had a beautiful pool and a bar, they put the catamaran net, which is the most uncomfortable thing you've ever tried to lay on. It's excellent for an Instagram picture or to do a quick TikTok, but you can't lay there for more than about 30 seconds because it hurts. It honestly hurts to lay on it. So I'm hoping that when the ship goes in for dry dock, they might actually get rid of that net and maybe take a look at what the Norwegian Prima did. If you look at the Norwegian Prima and that haven area up top, it's like a half circle and it's got the infinity pool. I mean, they could literally clone that on the back of the Scarlet Lady because there's already a half circle back there. So if they did that, it would be the perfect ship. Kenneth, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Appreciate the super sticker. It's so nice. Yes, so super stickers, super chats are active. Please hit the like button so that YouTube knows that you actually like what we're doing and all of that good stuff. Oh, and then by the way, if anybody would like to become a Patreon, we don't talk about this very much, but you can become a Patreon and help support what we're doing so we can start going out and doing more of these vlogs and whatnot. And certainly if you're not in our Facebook group yet, we got a lovely Facebook group. With like 250 of us right now, 240 of us right now. It's growing nice and slowly. The number one rule of that group is you have to be kind. If you can't be kind, then gone. There's so many other places where you can attack and be an idiot. You don't have to be that in our group. And that is my rule for all of the social channels. So yeah, so make sure you come on over there. But like I said, if you all would like to become a Patreon, certainly do. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, just go to whereswalter.tv and you can click into the store. We have the other shirt is somewhere else right now. I don't know where it is. I have another shirt here, but we have about 40 designs in the store. A lot of fun. They're not all mine. I think I've got about 6 or 7 designs in there, but a lot of great designs in there for your next cruise. Lots and lots of fun. So many things going on. So excited to see everybody tonight. How's everybody doing? Hey, here's a question for you all. In fact, we just did, if you look at our TikTok channel, I just did a question asking what's the next ship, or what's the next ship you're looking forward to be trying that's coming out next year. And I've got, let me see. So we've got the Icon of the Seas is coming from Royal Caribbean. Resilient Lady is coming from Virgin Voyages. The Carnival Jubilee, the Norwegian Viva, the Celebrity Ascent. That'll be another Edge class. Regent Seven Seas has the Seven Seas Grandeur. Silver Seas Silver Nova. MSC has the Eurybia. Viking has the Viking Saturn. Oceania has the Vista. And Crystal Cruises will be returning in 2023 with the Serenity and the Symphony. So what cruise line or what ship are you excited to sail next? Andrew, why did we have to? Because we had so much fun. I thought my friends and family in New York, you know, I'm from the Hudson Valley, so I figure y'all would just enjoy having some fun up there with a little bit of rain. There was a picture, no lie. I saw this woman from Naples who rode out the storm. You may have seen it too. It's like these 3 glass windows side by side, and the water is a good 4 or 5 feet. Like it looks like she's looking at an aquarium. I don't know why she went there. And somebody made an excellent point. That is the best advertisement that window installer could ever have. He should just have that on his billboards. We put these windows in. Because, you know, it's one thing to have Cat 5 windows. It's another thing to have somebody who actually installed them correctly so that they held up. That's the craziest thing. So I hope it wasn't too bad up there. I know my sister was excited in Connecticut because she said she's had a drought up there pretty much all summer. So she was hoping y'all were going to get some rain up there. But fortunately, we made out just fine here. We had maybe some 60 plus gusts here. And the only thing we didn't count on, our house is 4 feet above street level, so I wasn't worried about that. The street did get flooded. There was a good 6 to 10 inches of water. There was a river just running down for a whole day. But what we didn't anticipate was we got over a foot of water at our back door. So it was all coming in. Through the back door. So yeah, so we got about, I don't know, 2 inches of water just down near the door. But then by that evening, it was all dried out. So we did good.
And the only thing that got ruined was one area rug.
Yeah, one area rug. Ironically, an area rug that has fish on it got ruined. Ironically. Jessica, can I make a birthday cruise shirt? Yeah, you know what? And if I don't have one, I'll look around. There may already be one that I can just go ahead and add to the store. But if not, I can certainly add one. What do you want? Like it's my birthday cruise or something like that on there? Yeah, we can easily make that. I can make that, no problem. Or I can go find it and see if it's there. But yeah, I was also gonna do like a bride and groom one. I thought that could be kind of fun. You know, we just got married, whatever. I don't know. I have to figure that out. I was actually gonna borrow from some of those Disney shirts. You know, Disney has some really fun shirts about bride and groom, so I can look to see what they said and just copy it, borrow it, what they did for me. But yeah, sure, I'll take a look. I'll be happy to take a look.
You could do groom and groom.
Yeah, groom and groom, bride and bride. Yeah, absolutely. So why not? Why not? Absolutely. I'll have fun with that. But yeah, so what you guys are you guys excited for any particular ships? Like the answers, by the way, on today's TikTok were Icon of the Seas, the Resilient Lady, the Norwegian Viva, the Celebrity Ascent, and the Carnival Jubilee. Those were the ones. I actually had 4 guests on there today. It was really exciting. Been so much fun. These guys are all having a great time. Had Gary Bembridge, This Cruise Life, Sabrina at Sea, and then we introduced B-Duff Travels. And Bill came on today as well. So I'm really having a lot of fun with these. I like collaborating with other vloggers and other folks in the industry. I mean, I like doing this kind of stuff, but I really love it when I can collaborate with other folks as well. And I've never met Gary. I've never met Sabrina. I never met Bill or Rocky and Mark over at This Cruise Life. But we've been communicating on Twitter, and we've kind of gotten to know each other digitally. I'm like, hey, can we start doing some collaboration? I said, how about a poll? How about a simple poll? You guys just take 30 seconds and record an answer. And so that's how we started doing that. And it's really, really fun. So, Aaron, 40 days. So until the season. I hope you don't mind saying that I heard. The one I get is George Lucas. Yeah, I'll take this. So everybody says I look like George, although he wears glasses now, I guess. So, but when I have the flannel on, I mean, I really do. I look like George Lucas. And in fact, one Halloween, my brother-in-law has the full Darth Vader costume. So he had that on, and I had a Blue Harvest script in my hand. Those of you who know, but I had a Blue Harvest script in my hand, and I was directing Darth Vader. It really looked good. So yeah, people do tell me that I have that. So So I am not offended in any way. People can tell me I look like things. That's fine. I don't care. Jessica, there's only one on TeePublic, not your store. I got it on Etsy instead. I'll share. Sure. I'll be happy to, if anybody has any suggestion for shirts, I mean, it really doesn't take me that long to do it. I throw it up there in the store and it's ready to go. TeePublic has been really great to partner with. And I can thank Gary Bembridge for that. Gary's the one. I saw that he was using that store and I was like, Gary, is that a good store? I'm assuming it is because you're using it. You're like the guy when it comes to cruise vlogging. And he said, yeah, they're really good. So that was good enough for me. But 40 days to the Harmony. So the Harmony is the one that does not have the pool in the solarium, right? It has the water feature, but it's not a pool. It has
hot tubs too.
Hot tubs there. So that's the only reason why Rebecca didn't really want to go on that particular one. But, it's a beautiful ship. Steph and Sean and Steph, actually, I'm all but certain. Sean and Steph. Yeah, so they've done a vlog series.
They've certainly been on it.
Yeah, so if you go look at Sean and Steph's channel, if you haven't already, I'm sure there's a whole vlog series from that ship. They're just lovely. Well, we lost Sean, but Stephanie is just one of the most lovely people that you are ever going to meet in your life. We're honored to be friends with her. She's just an amazing person. So if you go over to her channel here on YouTube, you can see there. I think it's they usually vlog every day, so it's probably a 7-part vlog on the Harmony of the Seas, and they do a good job of really showing you like what all is on the ship and what ship life is really about. That's what their whole vlog is focused on. Plus, they do a tour. If you want a more straight up tour, then the Danny Hard tours are a little bit more straight up, but they really give you a slice of life of what it's really like to be on those ships. And her latest vlogs have been great. She's been on the Odyssey of the Sea recently. She was on the Wonder of the Seas, and she just started her Mardi Gras vlog series as well. So it's been a lot of fun. So certainly, if any of you have not subscribed to Sean or Steph yet, certainly do so. It's now just Steph, unfortunately, but she's doing a great job. She's transitioned over now as a solo traveler, so she's starting to focus on solo traveling and what that's like. She also has an amazing series. I don't know how she did it, but coping with the loss of her husband, which was absolutely, I couldn't have done it, but yeah, really, really, really powerful stuff. So, Aaron, bummed about the pool, but couldn't pass up Aruba. Oh, okay. That should be fun. 4 sea days. Woo, that'll be nice. A ship like that, having 4 days, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, that's going to be nice, And Mark, I think Mark is, Mark Sereni's not on here. They are doing Wonder of the Seas in the Mediterranean, and then they're going to do the transatlantic on it. So I'm like, oh man, what a ship to do transatlantic. You're not going to be bored. You're going to have so much to do. So, wow, should be amazing. But that should be a lot of fun. Aruba, Curacao, Labadee, and 4 sea days. That should be a lot of fun. So, you cruise yearly. Love it. Love it. I like to try to go at least 2 times a year. Hopefully, moving forward as we start getting into, being a travel agent, things like that, we'll be able to start taking more cruises and being out there. But yes, Desiree, time does heal all wounds. I mean, she's made so much progress right now. We're so proud of her.
Well, I mean, the worst part was it was not just that he died, but he died so young.
Yeah, he was only 43 when we lost him. So, and it was pancreatic cancer. And unfortunately, he knew we were moving here. I was so excited that we were moving here because we were finally going to get to see them again. And he passed 2 weeks before we got here. So that was kind of a bummer. But Steph has come so far. She's actually a Disney artist. So if you are coming to Disney World, you will see her work on the castle during the Enchantment show. You will see her work at the Nemo show in Animal Kingdom. We just went with her to Animal Kingdom like a week or 2 ago and saw the new revised show. So all of her work is back there. So friggin' amazing. So yeah, but she's come a long way now, and she is absolutely just one of the most lovely people you will ever meet. We're so honored to be her friend. So yeah. So, but she's good. She's really good, and she's an absolutely amazing woman. So certainly go check out that. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what we did in Aruba. Curacao, we just walked around. Labadee, one time, I think the last time we were in Labadee, we did the little cabana. It wasn't the high-end cabana. It was the cheaper cabana.
It's like the one on the beach.
Yeah, it was the one right on the beach. But and it was like the beach that's like as far away from a ship as you can possibly get. You had to go through the little market area, go to that beach way over on the end, and that was actually kind of nice. It was a cloudy day that day, but it was kind of nice. I remember we got that. When we go to Coco Cay this time, we're actually going to be doing the Coco Beach Club, so that should be a lot of fun. By the way, big new man, boy, we've been having such a conversation here. I haven't even gotten to one of the big stories today. Norwegian Cruise Line is essentially going back to the way things used to be as of tomorrow. They're just cutting off all COVID-related restrictions. So no more testing, no more vaccination requirements, no more masks, no nothing. So basically taking us back to pre-COVID. And I was curious what you guys think about that. In particular, what do you think about folks who are not vaccinated, not requiring to be tested anymore? I mean, it's kind of how we do it in Disney World, right? We've been doing it in Disney World forever. And it's how we do it whenever we go any place. We have no idea who's vaccinated, who's not, and all that good stuff. But I was just curious, do you guys have any concerns? Would you have any hesitation to go on Norwegian right now? Or are you actually excited? Like, yay, finally, we're getting back to the way things used to be. That's a pretty big story there. And at the same time, Royal Caribbean has dropped the mandatory mask requirement, at least on some of the ships, for the crew. Crew absolutely do not have to wear a mask in the crew areas. And according to Royal Caribbean blog this afternoon, it's now optional for the crew in the public areas. They had some pictures of crew members now being out there without a mask in the public area, bartenders and whatnot being out there. So I'm just kind of curious. We are starting to, Norwegian was actually the most strict when all of this started. I mean, they were super strict when all of this started. And now they are the first ones, as far as I know, to basically turn everything off. And there will still be some local destinations that are still going to have a requirement that will supersede this. But Norwegian staying from their standpoint, you don't have to do anything anymore. We're right back to where we used to be. Come on board and enjoy the cruise. And I'm just curious, did that give any of you some pause? Do you have any concerns? Or are you like, okay, yep, we're good. We can move forward. So we are fully vaccinated up to the latest booster. We have not gotten the latest booster, but we're vaccinated all the way up on there. So, Desiree, you're saying that you go on the cruises for the beaches, the private islands, where the cruises are safe and beautiful. It's okay for things to go back to normal. I have my vaccines. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel, I guess, because, we go to Disney World all the time. And, we really don't know what everybody is around. Rebecca really loves the beach and she loves the snorkeling. I'm kind of the adrenaline guy. If there's a dune buggy or a four-wheeler or something like that to do, I'd rather be doing that. or a food tour, or a drinking tour. If it's a whiskey tour, I'll go for that. But I have a hard time just like sitting out on a beach and doing nothing. I really do. I have an easy time sitting by the pool all day. I can do that. I can sit by the pool all day on the ship and just relax. But I have a hard time going to a beach and just sitting on a beach all day. Rebecca can do it. She loves it. She absolutely loves it.
If I have shade.
If she has shade, yeah. And for those of you tuning in, and I didn't mention it, my wife Rebecca sits just off camera. She is my producer because she does not like to be on camera. So I'm the one on camera, and she has a lot of cruise knowledge. And in fact, she's the whole reason why I'm even going to try starting up a travel agency, because she has so much knowledge about this stuff too. So we're going to be working together on that, launching it sooner or later. So, but yeah, it works for both of us. And she loves to snorkel. I don't snorkel, but I'll get out of the boat and I'll just kind of go float around and just have fun while she goes and snorkels. So it works out great. Or I'll just hang out on the boat and eat whatever it is they've got out there for us to eat. I'm fine. I don't have to go snorkeling. And then sometimes, like on the last cruise, she went off snorkeling with her sister, and I just kind of did my own thing on the boat. So, Bill, you're the same way. You can't sit at I know. It's just hard for me to do. It's just really, really difficult for me to do that. I don't know why. And I guess because, when you're on the ship, and the ship is moving at sea, well, you can't really go off and do anything except right there on the ship. And I have no problem. I can literally sit and read by the pool like 5 hours straight.
No, you can't.
But I can't do it on. Yes, I can.
You get up and go do things. And
well, I get up and go get my coffee.
No, get up. You go listen to a talk. You come back.
Well, I do. I will do that from time to time. Yes. I'll go wander around. Sometimes I like to just wander around the ship and see what's going on. What's going on. So what's happening. But yeah, I definitely have a much harder time sitting out by the pool than sitting out by the beach than I do sitting out by the pool. You know, and one of our most disappointing beaches, to be if I'm being honest, was Disney Castaway Key. They have the adult beach like way down at the end of the island. We were not that impressed with it. The one I've been most impressed with of late was Bimini, the Bimini Beach Resort from Virgin Voyages, which is actually World Resorts. Bimini Beach Resort is when Virgin is there, is their spot, and really any cruise line that comes in, that's the spot they use unless Virgin is there. But that is an absolutely stunning beach area down there. Absolutely stunning. I loved it so much. We were suite guests, so we did have the special area off to the side. But even without that, I think I would have really enjoyed it anyway. Really lovely space. I'm really looking forward to going and seeing Coco Cay. Last time we were there, it did not have a pier, did not have a water park. It had nothing.
They were building.
Yeah, they were building it. And this time we actually had the Cocoa Beach Club because Stephanie, actually, if you go to her Odyssey of the Sea vlog, she did one of the days she went to Coco Cay, she went to the Cocoa Beach Club and she did a whole vlog about it. And we were like, oh my God. And when she came home, we were like, tell us about Cocoa Beach Club. And she said, oh, it was just so freaking good. So yeah. What is that, Bill? You had 2 hours at Megan's Bay, St. Thomas on a tour. You lasted 45 minutes before going back to the bus. I'm sure the heat had something to do with that too. I mean, I think the best tour we've ever had, or the best excursion we've ever had, because it was just so ridiculous. We did in St. Martin, we did the America's Cup. And if you've never been to St. Martin and you don't know what I'm talking about, or you've not done this, these are the actual America's Cup sailboats from, I think, the 80s. I want to say the 80s, maybe the 90s. And it's the Stars and Stripes from America and Canada 3 or Canada 1 from Canada. And you do an actual like America's Cup, sailboat race kind of a thing. And it's kind of cool. And so we did it. The wind was meh, but as the race is finishing, this massive black cloud just came in over the lagoon and just started dumping and dumping and dumping. And like for the next hour that it took us to get from where we were to drive back into shore, we were just so wet. And it just did not stop raining until actually it just kept raining worse until we got back onto the ship. And people kept trying to sell us ponchos and umbrellas. And we're like, seriously? We're so wet now, they're not going to help us. So that's probably the most ridiculous and one of the most fun excursions we ever had.
But you did abandon me.
I did not abandon you. I did, actually. A lightning storm started. It was fun until the thunder and lightning came. And then the thunder and lightning came as we were starting to walk back towards the ship. It was raining so hard. We were walking in like ankle deep water. And it was flashbang, thunder and lightning. And I do not like thunder. So I just started walking fast to get back to the ship. I thought she was with me. She wasn't with me. She was way back. And the entire rest of our group that went on the excursion is back there with her. And I'm gone. I get to the ship. I turn around. She's like good 200 yards back there. Oh, they gave me crap the rest of the cruise. That whole group gave me crap the rest of the cruise because I left my wife. I thought she was with me. I really did. I thought she was right next to me.
The bottom of my sandals was kind of swayed, so I kept slipping.
I know. That was just so funny. Hey, Maureen, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, so the moral of the story is if it's thundering and lightning and you're going to go fast to get back to the ship, check to see if your other half is with you as you walk. Yeah, the water park in Coco Cay. That should be a lot of fun. We were going to do the water park, but we decided to do the Cocoa Beach Club after seeing Stephanie's thing. I mean, it looks fabulous. And in fact, if you look at her Wonder of the Seas vlog, they met a lovely couple on the ship. Stephanie was actually part of a huge group of bloggers, including Ben and David, who are really good friends of hers. The three of them ended up being invited by a couple to one of the actual like private overwater cabanas that are like, how much are those things?
On our cruise, they were $3,500.
Yeah, $3,500.
It varies
overwater cabana. And Stephanie, Ben, and David were all invited to one of these things. So if you want to see what one of those things is really like, check out her Wonder of the Seas vlog and check out the Coco Cay. It's so funny. It's the episode titled Steph versus Slide because she had a little bit technical issue with the slide, the water slide on that thing, which is absolutely hysterical. But yeah, I am so looking forward to that.
And we also didn't do the water park because I forgot, as much as I love slides, I forgot that you have to walk up a zillion stairs to get to them.
Yeah, so Rebecca's got bad knees now. So she can't really walk up the slides. That's why we're waiting for Blizzard Beach to reopen here in Disney, so that she can take the they have a chairlift that actually takes you up to the top. So
well, I think it's close to the top. I don't think.
Yeah, but it's a lot better than walking all the way up.
Yeah, I can do a few flights.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Andrew. What for the solarium on the Oasis class? I'm sorry. What's the question?
Next.
Oh, yeah. So it takes like 2 or 3 extra seconds. There you go. The Oasis class solarium should be enclosed in temperature. So the Wonder of the Seas is that ship was originally designed for the Asian market, and that is enclosed. I think there's one other that is enclosed. I can't remember. That is the darndest thing. I don't understand why so many of them are like that. If you've never seen the Oasis class, if you take a good look at the front of the ship where the solarium is, you'll notice that the glass does not cover the whole thing. There's actually like louvers. There's like sections of glass, but then it's just open air. It's never quite made sense to me. It's like, if you're going to do that, you might as well close it in. It looks to me like on the icon, it's closed in just from the way the TV show is showing that front canopy. It looks like it's going to be closed in on the icon class. But I know that the Wonder is closed in. I don't know about the Utopia. I don't know if the Utopia is. I have a hard time saying that. I'm not a big fan of that name, Utopia of the Seas. It really sounds like you're going to go get on a cult ship. That's what it really sounds like. But I don't know if the Utopia is going to follow the Wonder and also have that enclosed solarium. I really think they all should, because even in the Caribbean, it's nice to have. That's why we love the celebrity ships so much, because they have that amazing solarium. Now the Freedom had it. Mariner had it. One of those.
What?
Was it one of those royal ships that had it? Freedom or Mariner or solarium?
Well, yeah, a lot of the royal ships have solariums.
Okay. It's just the Oasis class have those different ones up in the front. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a solarium. It's just not being totally enclosed.
Gotcha. I can't remember. It's been a while since we've been on one of them. And the Symphony it's not totally enclosed. It has a pool, but it's not totally enclosed. So
small pool, but yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting some more. I don't know if you all have been watching any of the cruise relaxation videos. Those long videos of the ocean going by. I get such a kick out of those. We have them on all the time. Those are really for me. I never cared if they got one view on YouTube, but those are for me, because I need those when I'm not on a ship. And when we couldn't get on a ship for 2 years, that's what I really missed. And that's why I've been filming them. And that's why I put them up on YouTube, because they're really for me. But I hope some of you guys get some enjoyment out of them as well. When you're just hanging out, you can just go ahead and watch the ocean go by. You can watch the wake view. I mean, the wake view is like the best thing in the world. I love the wake view. Love the wake view so very much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really wanted to go on a Quantum. I really want to go on Oasis, but I think the Oasis, the Symphony is going to be fun. The Oasis class. Might as well. It's going to be a big ship, right? It's going to be a really, really big ship. By the way, my answer to that question about, which ship am I looking forward to is actually the Celebrity Ascent. We have not been on a Edge class ship yet. And I'm like, well, we haven't been on one yet. Although I'd like to go on the Beyond first when Captain Kate comes back. She just finally, she's been on that ship for 9 months. But she finally took a vacation. Good for her. Finally went and took a vacation. Whoops. Come back. The whole thing is doing wonky. It is my drug of choice. You're absolutely right, Andrew. If I could be on a cruise ship 2 weeks out of the month, every month, I got no problem with that. You've all heard the story of Super Mario, right? He cruises 50 weeks a year on Royal Caribbean. He's the only person, probably will be the only person, who has broken 10,000 points on Royal Caribbean. What do you give him at this point? He's on a ship every week, and he's an unofficial ambassador. He runs his company from the ship. I actually don't know what his company is. They didn't say in the article, but they have said that he runs the company from the ship. He's been doing it for many years. So, Yeah, if I could be him, if we can run our travel agency from a ship, you better believe we're going to do it. I have no problem with that, especially with the Starlink coming everywhere. So, we'll bring the dog with us. She's a service dog, aren't you, Molly? Yes, you are. You're a service dog.
No, she's not.
But yeah, no, if I could do that. In fact, Rebecca was saying that it looks like Symphony of the Seas is going to get the Starlink sometime in December. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe it will be there by the time we get on the ship, because I really do want to try it out. But yeah, it is I think it's a good drug to have, to be honest with you. If you're going to have a vice, let it be cruising. I mean, it's not cars. It's not buying a bunch of stupid stuff. I do buy stupid stuff. If I had too much money, I would, you know what I'd spend it on? Pinball machines. I'd be buying a lot of stupid pinball machines. That's what I'd be doing, because I like pinball machines. The only really stupid thing I would buy in terms of a car would be a 1966 Lamborghini Miura, because that's the year I was born. And it's one of the most beautiful cars ever made. And they're not actually stupid expensive, to be honest with you. So, yeah, all the things that you never know what we're going to talk about during these live streams that come out. But yeah, there's one other story that I wanted to mention while we're here. I tried to cut back on the stories because it's like I'd rather just hear what you guys are saying. And by the way, I will pop this up. If you want to take a cruise in November 1st through November 30th, if you actually cruise during that time, not book during that time, you actually have to cruise during that time on the Valiant Lady or the Scarlet Lady, they will give you a $300 bar tab. Now, we were talking about Scarlet Lady quite a bit earlier. They don't have a traditional drink package on Virgin Voyages. What they have is a bar tab, and it in $300 increments. And so before the cruise, you can start up a bar tab for $300, for $600, whatever you want to do, but it has to be $300 increments. And then what Virgin Voyages does is they will add something to it. Like usually it's $50 or $100. So you might start with $350 or $400 worth of bar tab when you get on the ship. Now you can buy any beverage with that. That's all you can do. You can buy alcohol, you can buy the coffees, like the lattes, cappuccinos, and I think there's some pressed juices and whatnot that you may have to pay for, but and wine. So you can pay for that. But the big difference between a traditional drink package on any other cruise line and a bar tab, that you can pay for anybody. If you want to buy a round of drinks for everybody, or you want to pay for your partner that's with you, or you just want to buy a drink for somebody, say thank you, you can buy drinks for anybody on the ship using your bar tab. So it's essentially cash to spend on drinks. That's the big difference. Now, once you're on the ship, you can't recharge that bar tab. Once you run out of it, then you're just simply paying cash from there forward to do that. And what Virgin Voyages is saying is that if you cruise between November 1st and November 30th, they're going to give you the $300 bar tab. So that's not a bad deal, to be honest with you.
The other difference is that not both people in the cabin have to purchase the bar tab.
That's true. That's true. If you have two people in the cabin, you can just buy one bar tab. You don't have to buy two. You can just buy one. And that's really, really good. And another little trick about the Scarlet Lady, the coffee shop closes a little bit early, I think. I want to say it's like 9 o'clock, which to me is kind of early. There's two coffee shops. There's the Grounds Club on deck 7. Grounds Club 2 is up in the galley. But if you want coffee after that, oh my God, Sip Champagne Lounge actually has hand pull espresso machines. Holy crap, was that good coffee? It was like, it was after one of the shows. It was like 10 o'clock, 10:30. I wanted a cappuccino. Yes, I can drink a cappuccino, go right to bed. I got no problem with that. Holy cow, does she make an amazing cappuccino for me in the Sip Champagne Lounge. That was just unfreaking believable. So if you're looking for coffee after the Grounds Club closes, just go over to Sip Champagne Lounge. And oh my God, it's so freaking good. But yeah, so if you're looking to take a cruise in November, certainly consider Scarlet Lady or Valiant Lady if you're watching this from Europe right now. So Desiree, it's a good drug to have. It really is.
In November, Valiant will be over here.
That's true. Valiant Lady is going to be over here in November. I forget when.
I think
early.
It's October 31st.
Oh, okay. So there you go. So Valiant's going to be here for the whole month of November. Now, the Scarlet Lady does 4 and 5 night cruises. The Valiant Lady is going to be doing 6 and 8 night cruises. And the Valiant's also going to do a 7-night cruise for Christmas and New Year's, I believe. But Valiant is doing the longer cruises, and Scarlet's going to continue to do the 4 and 5 night. 5 nights was not enough on the ship. I'll be honest with you. We did a 5-night cruise. It was not long enough at all. You definitely want to have, I would like to go take one of the 8-night cruises on Valiant, now that we did the 7 on Scarlet. Plus, I want to see the difference. There literally won't be any differences between the two ships. But interestingly enough, if you go to Cruise Critic, Valiant doesn't review quite as well as the Scarlet, and the big part of that is the food, and that could just simply be a supply chain issue over in Europe versus over here. I don't know, but it is interesting that Scarlet tends to score higher on the food rating than Valiant Lady. So I'd be real curious, now that we've done all the restaurants on Scarlet, to go over to Valiant and see if there is a difference between the two. We met a lovely couple who are travel agents on the ship, and I know they're going to do they call it the Mermaiden cruise, but they're going to do the Mermaiden over here in Miami. So I definitely encourage you, if you like the cruise, you've not checked out Virgin Voyages yet, maybe you've been a little scared of it, a little put off by some of their early marketing. It is the real deal. It is a nice cruise line to sail. Everybody is so lovely. What we did find out from the crew is that they are one of the highest paid crew in the industry. And secondly, they get free Wi-Fi, which almost nobody does that. And they said that was probably the best thing about working there, was the fact that they got free Wi-Fi. They can stay in touch with family. They can stay in touch with what's going on. And thirdly, every crew member on the ship from top to bottom can go eat in any of the restaurants on board. They have a rotation that allows them to go eat in the restaurant. We saw them eating in the restaurants with us. They don't pay when they go to restaurants. Just like we don't pay any extra when we go there, they don't pay either. So they get a lot of really good perks. And we also found out that there's only one crew galley. There's not an officer galley and then a crew galley. There's only one galley, so they all eat together. So it sounds like, Virgin's got something going on right there.
And a little thing, they also give them free basic toiletries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they give them free toiletries, which is actually very, very cool. So
I'm assuming it's whatever the passengers get, they will get, like the shampoo, the body wash.
Yeah. So Desiree's asking, how do we do the show on YouTube or in the cruise cabin like you saw one time? So yeah, we did 2 streams from the Scarlet Lady, and I will say the Wi-Fi was fantastic. I did 2 one-hour live streams from Scarlet Lady, had no problem at all. Those were on TikTok. Just did that on my phone. Literally, I have a Samsung phone. I'm wearing a wireless microphone, so that's why the sound is so good. So I can plug this microphone into the phone. Right now, I've got it plugged into a camera. What we're doing right now is I've got a Panasonic camera that's plugged into a computer, and I'm using you can actually see it says powered by StreamYard up in the upper right. So that's the software that I'm using to actually allow me to put the banners on screen, put your comments on screen, and things like that. So that's how I am doing that. I've been a television and video producer over 30 years now, creative director, marketing. That's what I do. So this is what I do. So it's super simple for me, but anybody can do it. I mean, you can do a YouTube live stream directly from the phone, which I'm planning to do when we get on the Symphony of the Seas. I'd like to do a YouTube and a TikTok when we get out on the Symphony this time. But yeah, it's quite easy. But here it is over here, right there. Everything's backwards for me, but right there, powered by StreamYard. That's the software I'm using, and it's actually free, which is why you still see the logo. When you pay for it, you can get rid of the logo and put your own logo on it. But I'm using the free version that allows me to do this and talk to you guys. And yeah, it's super simple. So at least for me, it's super simple. I know for some people it can be a little bit more complex, but for me, it's just super simple. This is what I do. It's what I've been doing for 30 years. So it's super, super easy to do that. But thank you for the question. Yeah, in fact, I actually did a TikTok. I think there is a TikTok showing how this is all set up. In fact, I know there is, because Gary Bembridge laughed when he saw it. He's like, oh my God, that's so much more complicated. And it was before I had microphones and all this other stuff. And I just got a brand new wireless kit that allows us to do the 2 microphones. It's actually, so if you've heard Rebecca talking, this is the second microphone that she's using over there. You've heard her talking a little bit during the show. So we actually have 2 microphones now, so we can talk on this thing. But yeah, that's kind of how we do it. I mentioned this a couple of times, but we are actually moving forward with a travel agency. In fact, Maureen, who you saw pop up on here, we're going to be working with her. I think she said she has about 50 people involved, 50 agents involved total. So we're just going to be part of that. We're not certainly going to do this on our own. We're going to have a lot of people to help. And we will be able to Obviously, we're going to focus on cruising because that's what we do. So that's what we know. But we also live here in Orlando, right by the theme park. So we've been annual pass holders for 2 years now. So we've gotten to know Disney World quite well. We know Universal quite well. So certainly we can help you with that. And with everybody involved with this agency, I mean, if we don't know something or it's not our specialty, we'll be able to hand you over to somebody else who can certainly take care of whatever the needs are. So we're really looking forward to that. Yeah, thank you, Christy. It's something that it's really funny. It's actually because of you guys over on the TikTok channel and here on the YouTube channel. I've had so many requests from people who said, man, I really wish you were a travel agent because I would like you to book my stuff for me. You know, you actually seem like you know what you're doing. And and I always say you should use a travel agent. So I've been in discussion with Maureen for, I don't know, probably a month now. We've kind of been going back and forth talking about it. It's a big change for me. I mean, I've been a creative director, marketing and all this other stuff, but now I look at what Danny Har has done with his channel and his travel agency. And I kind of see that as the model where we're going to keep being a travel agent is going to enable us to bring you even more information and take you behind the scenes and really teach you about cruising. And one of the things I'm going to focus on that I really don't see anybody else doing is I really want to start going in and talking to the people that make the cruises happen. You know, I want to be able to talk to the crew. I want to be able to talk to the excursion directors. I want to be able to, maybe talk to the captain and, start to learn more about how things operate so you can better appreciate what's going on the ship. And then maybe you have a better understanding of how certain things work. And then also more questions to ask, like the right question to ask to do certain things. So I really want to focus on the guest experience more so than just the ship or just doing things. So of course, you're going to see me eat a lot too. I'm going to be eating everything in sight because that's what I do. I am a foodie, and I will tell you my honest opinion. That will not change, even being a travel agent. I will give you my honest opinion of what I think of ships and what I think of food. I mean, look, we've been on 18 different cruises. We've been on 8 cruise lines. We've not had a bad cruise yet. Some cruises are better than others. Some food is better than others. But I would go back and get on every one of the ships that we've been on, even the ones where we're like, we didn't have the best time, but it's still a good ship. There's always something good about a cruise. There's always something good about a cruise. In fact, there's more than something good about a cruise. There's usually only a couple of things that aren't good about a cruise. And if like the worst thing that happens is you have a bad meal or something like that, so what?
Plenty of other food.
You have bad meal. I mean, we had bad meals at Disney for crying out loud, and we paid $100 for it. And we're like, ooh, this was not good. I mean, what are you going to do? Things happen. So we haven't had a bad cruise yet. So we're going to start doing this. And one of the things that I promised to do is just to be honest too. I won't steer you away from things, but certainly if we have an opinion about something, I'd be happy to share it with you guys and let you guys make an informed decision. That's what Where's Walter is all about, allowing you to make an informed decision. Nothing is rosy all the time. And I really applaud, Rebecca was watching Ben and David prior to this, and they were being brutally honest about the Carnival Mardi Gras. And they saw a lot of the same things that I said in my vlog, they were saying in their vlog as well. And the big thing is they're just understaffed on that ship. That ship could be so much better if they would just get it up to full staff. And the crew on board is so amazing. They're working their tails off. There's just not enough of them. And so the service suffers, not because of them, but because there's not enough of them. So little things like that. And I'm very concerned with the Celebration coming out. It's another big ship. They don't have enough people on the Mardi Gras. They can't have enough people on the Celebration. They need that many people on the Celebration as well. So I am a little concerned that the Celebration is going to suffer from the same problem. Because I know that they poached a lot of people from the other Carnival ships to get them onto the Mardi Gras. So
did you tell them about the Carnival news?
Did I tell them about I don't think I told you about the Carnival news because we've had such a great time chatting away on so many things.
Talking Carnival.
Since I'm talking Carnival. Thank you, Rebecca. Unfortunately, Carnival has been in the news for the wrong reasons of late because there have been some fights and, situations that have shown up on that ship. I have to say,
bearing in mind that that's still a small percentage of.
So rare. So like I have actually asked like all the bloggers that I know, I've asked some other people, have you ever seen anything that even resembled a fight on a ship? And we're all like, nope, nope. So it is extremely rare. Unfortunately, now with social media and everybody's got a phone, any little thing to happen. So Carnival has now come out. They updated their code of conduct and said, we're going to get more serious about it. That was like a few weeks ago. Now they've gone ahead and thrown a dollar figure on there and said that you can get a $500 fine. And they added language about reimbursing the cruise line for detainment or disembarkation expenses. And what that means is, like, if they have to pay money for the police to come get you off the ship, if there are any costs involved with the ship being delayed, or the ship has to like divert to dump you off the ship, if there's any costs involved with that, they have the right to come after you for the fuel surcharges, for the port fees, for the security fee, for whatever. And I mean, it's sad that it's come to that, but I think this is an excellent move to go ahead and just put this in writing and say, look, enough is enough. You're on a ship to enjoy yourself. You're not on a ship to start trouble. And if you're going to start trouble, get off our ship. And by the way, here's a bill. I think it's a good move. I really do. It's a shame that it comes to that, but I think it's an excellent move for Carnival to go ahead and do that. Yay, Christy, go enjoy your birthday dinner. Bill, you're on both of those ships next year, the Mardi Gras and the celebration. I mean, Mardi Gras is a great ship. Great ship. I mean, that's the only ship we've been on for Carnival. It was a fantastic ship. The crew was just lovely, but the service suffered just because there's not enough of them. And there are, unfortunately, there's some really bad vlogs out there here on YouTube of crew members like pleading. It's like, we really need more help. So you are going on your very first cruise on a Mardi Gras for your 30th anniversary. Did we make the right choice? I think you did. I think you did. I think you're still going to have a great time. We had a fabulous time. Go take a look at our vlog. There's a 5 or 6 part series right here on my channel. I did a food vlog. I did a review. I did a tour of our cabin. I still think you're going to have a good time. The biggest problem we had was in Guy's Pig and Anchor and in the main dining room. Okay, Guy's Pig and Anchor, on the first night, they have a barbecue filet mignon meal. So my brother-in-law, my nephew, and me, the 3 of us went there. Amazing meal. Fabulous meal. 2 or 3 nights later, all 6 of us went to dinner there, and it was one of the worst meals we've ever had on any cruise ship. Did it ruin the cruise? No. We just went and got some pizza afterward. Pizza's amazing on that ship. Pizza's really good. And I will say, whatever those red pepper flakes are, oh my God, they're hot. They're like really hot. So the pizza's really good. The Rudy's Sea Grill. Now, it's your 30th anniversary. I would book dinner at Rudy's Sea Grill for your 30th anniversary.
If you like seafood.
If you like seafood. If you don't like seafood, don't go there. Then go to Fahrenheit 555. But if you like seafood, it was, I think it's the second best. No, it's the 3rd best meal now because we just went on to Scarlet Lady. But until we went on to Scarlet Lady, it was the 2nd best meal that we ever had at sea, was at Rudy's Sea Grill. That is absolutely amazing. Cucina del Capitano, it's pretty good. It's Italian. It's not the best Italian. It's pretty good. It's an enjoyable meal. Service was fabulous in La Cucina. And Chibang was, if you stick to the Asian side, it's better. But I know that Ben and David on their vlog, they said they were waiting 45 minutes just to get the first thing. We didn't have any problem getting our meal at Chibang. It's just that the Mexican side of the menu was not nearly as good as the Asian side. So if you go to Chibang, stick to the Asian side of it. Oh God, the Cuban coffee. If you're a fan of coffee, oh my God, best coffee I've ever had on a cruise ship at the Havana Bar. And also, if you're a fan of coffee, don't go to the Java Blue, which is like their main coffee shop. Go to Bar Della Rosa to get your cappuccinos and your lattes. They're better coffees at the Bar Della Rosa, and there's no line. It's like this massive line at Java Blue, and there's no line at Bar Della Rosa. There's also no line at the Havana Bar for the Cuban coffee. Oh my God, the Cuban coffee. So good. I'm a huge coffee fan. I will also tell you, the Fortune Teller Bar is not a gimmick. That is a really good bar. I thought it was going to be a gimmick. I went there and I got the New Moon. If you are a fan of Mezcal, which is a smoky tequila, it's an amazing drink. So I don't think you made the wrong choice. I still think the Mardi Gras is a fabulous ship. If they can get more people on it, it will be an even better ship. I will tell you that. The other thing I will tell you, the shows in the Grand Central. That's the center area. It's like a 3-deck area. That's where they put on shows. The seating is not the best. So if you really want to see one of those shows, you either got to show up about an hour and a half early for the first show, or show up about 20 to 30 minutes before the first show ends, and then you kind of got to hover behind people. So as soon as they get up, you go ahead and grab a seat. Because the way the seating is designed, you can't see the staging unless you're like right up against the glass, because they bring the staging out. It looks like there's just a stage up against the wall, but then they bring all the staging out and it's hard to see it. They really didn't design the seating properly. So yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Desiree, for the kind words. So no, Mim, I don't think you made a bad choice. Go take a look at my vlogs. I mean, like I said, I've got 5 or 6 right here. I got a Mardi Gras playlist. Take a look at it. And I am very honest about the food. I'll show you what's a hit, what's a miss. But I don't think you made a mistake. They do need more help with it. I will tell you, the crew was so nice, so incredibly nice, especially La Cucina del Capitano. They were awesome. I loved them. The guys working the pizza joint, man, they were working their tails off. And Bar Della Rosa and Fortune Teller, those were my favorite people on the whole ship. They really were. I think you still enjoy it. It's a beautiful ship. It really is. It's an absolutely beautiful ship. I think it's probably one of the best that they've designed, just based on. I've not been on the Vista or the Horizon. I'd like to go on those to see the difference. But you know, we've been on Royal Caribbean, we've been on Norwegian, we've been on Disney. It was a lovely ship. It's a lovely ship. So no, I don't think you made a mistake at all. I think you will enjoy that ship. So just know that there are staffing issues. So
be patient with the food service.
Yeah, be patient with the food service. If you're a fan of Ben and David as well, you know, their Mardi Gras series is running right now, and Stephanie's Mardi Gras series is running right now. So I was first. Now their stuff is coming out. Yeah, I think it's a lot. Let's put it to you this way: I would go back on the Mardi Gras tomorrow. You know, if somebody said you want to go on a Mardi Gras tomorrow, I'd say yeah, absolutely, I'll go back. The cabins are great. Love the cabin. It was an absolutely lovely cabin. We were on deck 12, extended balcony cabin, absolutely beautiful. So
bathrooms are tight, but perfectly workable.
Yeah, the bathroom was definitely tight. So, but thank you, Desiree. That's very kind of you to say. I really appreciate your support. Pam, hello. How does the pizza on the Scarlet Lady compare to that on Carnival? Ooh. So I would have to say the crusts were actually similar, if I'm being honest. I mean, they have really nice pizza ovens on Carnival. However, the toppings were more interesting on Scarlet, for sure. Like white truffle and egg. Oh my God, unbelievable. And I will say the all cheese pizza, I think, was better on Scarlet. But the crust itself, very, very similar. And, you know, in both cases, it's included. So, yeah, I would say Scarlet Lady wins because they have more interesting toppings. But I really enjoyed the pizza on the Mardi Gras. You know, what the version that they made on the Mardi Gras? Oh, I had the mushroom.
Mushroom was my favorite.
Yeah, they had a mushroom pizza on Mardi Gras that's really, really good. But the truffle with egg was like unbelievable on the Scarlet Lady. It was so freaking good. That pizza joint is really cool. Really, really cool. Let's see. What do you do? How do you clean up on a cruise ship? You start, yeah. Sometimes it's like that. I mean, I swear the Mardi Gras was like that. Like you walked in and you kind of like closed the door and you moved around. It was one of the smaller bathrooms we've had. But you know, that's what happens.
But it does have the glass door and not the curtains.
Yeah, it does have the glass door. It had a curved glass door. You know, the ones with the curtains. And of course, it was really funny. You know, we went from the Mardi Gras and then we got on the Scarlet Lady where we had a cheeky corner suite. Oh my God. I mean, the balcony was 500 square feet, for crying out loud. The balcony was bigger than any cabin we've ever had. And then of course we had the beautiful bathroom in there. So, but you know, Scarlet Lady is one of those where getting a suite is not necessary to get all the perks, because everybody gets a lot of perks on that ship. It was nice to bring the alcohol home. Yes, you get a bar in the cabin, and then whatever you don't use, you bring home. So my Johnny Walker Black is sitting over there, and some other stuff is sitting over there. So, but yeah, that is pretty true. But you know, the other thing on the Scarlet Lady that I will say that blew my mind. Our friend had a bunch of sailor loot left over, which is the onboard credit on the final night, and he went for that tomahawk steak, which is $65, I think, in the wake. So yeah, it's a treat yourself item. So it was so good. And what they did was they brought it to the table, and then they sliced it paper thin. Just sliced it paper thin. And that's how they actually served it to him, with an entire roasted garlic. Oh my God, it was so good. So good. So if you have sailor loot, or you really do want to treat yourself, the one thing I would not do, apparently you can get Wagyu beef up at Gun Bay. I think that would be a waste of money, because it's all just thin beef and it's mixed in. I would not recommend that. But if you want to really treat yourself, get that steak at the wake. That is worth it. But Rebecca and I did not pay a thing. We just got everything that was included. In fact, she got a salt crusted cod or fish, whatever it was. That easily would have been $65, $75 on another cruise ship, but it was included in the fare. So it's absolutely amazing. Desiree, Rebecca's trying to take a look, see if she can figure that out right now.
Our original booking with taxes and fees and voyage, the total was $2,522, and we paid $430 as a down payment.
So that's like however much percentage. So for 2,000, what was it? 2,000 what?
2,522. So
for a $2,500 fare, we had to put down $400. This was back in 2019. I don't know exactly what they're doing now. But one of the things that you can do on pretty much any cruise line, Desiree, is you can go ahead and run a booking. Like you can go ahead and just start a booking on the website, and you can take it all the way to the point where you're about to pay, and it will show you the down payment right there. Now you can just cancel out of it at that point. We do that all the time. Dummy bookings. You just want to see, because it says, hey, it's $500 for the cabin, right? And it's like, ooh, it's only $500. But then once you run the booking all the way through, it's like, oh, it's $850 because all the other fees got tacked onto it. So you're welcome, Desiree. Oh man, you watch the food vlog and do your review of the seafood restaurant. Oh yay! Oh, you're on deck 12. Cool. We were 212, 371, I think. So we're right there. I want to say, yeah, because I had the cabin number on the tour. Man, I'm telling you. I really hope Rudy's worked out. That seared shrimp, the thing that I said that we got the extra order of, yeah, just get 2 of those right off the bat. They're so freaking good. And that's the seafood thing that I got was ridiculous. And of course, we both got the crab stuffed lobster, which was just ridiculous. The whole meal was just ridiculous. Even that chocolate thing I had at the end, ridiculous.
My brother-in-law got the crab cake, and that looked amazing.
His crab cake was like a hamburger. It was so big, and it was cooked perfectly all the way through. So absolutely beautiful. So I am so glad that you did book for Rudy's. I hope that you have a good time. We had the most amazing service in that particular restaurant. They were so on point. So what about for a solo trip? It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a percentage of the cabin. So go onto the Virgin Voyages website, go into the cabin, go ahead and pick a voyage, and then pick a solo cabin, and go ahead and run the dummy booking through right up to the point where you would pay. And it's going to show you right there, this is what you owe now, and that's going to be the deposit. So yeah, that's what I would do. Just go ahead and run that. And yes, I think you can finance it over a certain amount of time, which might change how much you have to deposit, but all of that is right there. Since we're not travel agents yet, I don't know the whole procedure yet, but soon I'll be able to help you even more with this information, possibly the next time we all get together. So I apologize for that. Pam, you're boarding Scarlet Lady on the 9th. You were on the Vista in 2019. Nice. Our friend Steph were on I know they were on the Horizon. I think they were on the Vista as well. And she loves that. So yeah, you're going to have a great time on Scarlet Lady. Scarlet Lady, if you like to cruise, I think Scarlet Lady is just a great cruise ship.
And you don't have children.
Yeah, because you're not bringing them on board. So it was like the second day on the ship, we're like, wow, this is really different with no kids. It really is. And then part of us, we were talking to another couple at one point. It's like, we kind of wish that maybe there were some water slides and maybe a few things like that, because we don't get to do them because they're always lined up with kids. So it would be nice. But yeah, you should have a good time. But yeah, for us, deck 12 was great. I had no problem walking down, 5, 6, 7, or walking up to, the decks up top. Rebecca has bad knees, so she would do the elevator. Did Rudy's have a good seafood bisque? They did, yes. Rebecca.
My mom and I had it.
That's right. You may have seen them pouring it in the episode. I believe it's they poured out the soup just like they did on the Scarlet Lady. So Rebecca said, yes, they did. You have never cruised before, so this is your first cruise ship. Okay. So you're on a big ship, just so you know. You're going to have between, say, 5,500 to around 6,000 people. It is a big ship. And when we were on it, we really didn't hit that many bottlenecks. But, that's one of the reasons why I like the Grand Central. You're going to have to get there early. A lot of the venues are small. So like your comedy venue, the Grand Central, the piano bar, they're small venues. So if you really want to get in there and do something, a lot of people on that ship. The one place that we never had a problem getting a seat was in the theater because everybody wanted to go to Grand Central. So we never had a problem getting a seat in the theater. But they do movies under the stars, up at the pool.
There's so much going on. Even if you miss one thing, there's
a lot going on. That ship did a really nice job spreading people out. And nighttime is a great time to do miniature golf. We were up there playing mini golf at night. That's a lovely time to play miniature golf. They do not run the bolt at night. And the main reason why they don't run the bolt at night because it vibrates so bad. Like if you're down in the buffet, you can feel it like vibrating the whole buffet. And apparently the cabin down on decks like around 15, wherever it's actually bolted to the ship, they vibrate down there, so they don't run the bolt at night, which is kind of a shame because that would be freaking terrifying if they did it because you'd be out there at night. And it has headlights on it. So it would be absolutely terrifying to look like you're about to fling yourself off the ship in the middle of the night.
I will recommend for the Mardi Gras. I honestly set myself an alarm for midnight the day we could check in. So I got the earliest possible check-in time we could because I understand it gets backed up if you're not there, if you don't get an early time.
So what Rebecca was talking about is a check-in at the terminal. And by the way, for those of you tuning in and missed it earlier, that's my wife, Rebecca. She sits off camera. She is a producer, and she knows a lot more than I do about cruising, but I'm the guy who sits on here because I don't mind sitting on camera. What she's talking about is check-in at the terminal. In fact, Stephanie ran into this. If you go watch Stephanie's vlog on embarkation day, you can see just how bad it is. It is, 5,000, 6,000 people all coming together to get on a ship. And what Rebecca said was on the day that it opened up that you could get a time to get check-in day. Yeah. She set an alarm for midnight. So right at midnight, she went on the Carnival's website and she got a check-in time of like 10:30 in the morning.
10:30 to 11.
Yeah, so our check-in was 10:30 to 11, which was one of the first check-ins. So we were there early. We got through check-in. We were parked and through check-in within about 20, 25 minutes. Stephanie took 2.5 hours to go through check-in. And it's just this massive line. It's a massive terminal, but you've still got 5,000, 6,000 people trying to check in. So the goal is to get the earliest check-in possible for the Carnival Mardi Gras. Yeah, or the latest. Either get 10:30 in the morning, or if like 4 o'clock is the last check-in, get a 3 o'clock check-in. Don't come in that middle time because it's just going to be so jammed up. But we'd like to try to get as early as possible because you want to get on the ship. Once you get on the ship, just so you know, Mims, I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. But the moment you get on the ship, that ship is yours. You got to go through the muster drill, but that ship is yours. Once you get on it, some of the bars will be open. Buffet is going to be open. Shack Big Chicken is going to be open. The pools are going to be open. So the ship is yours the moment you walk on it. And so we like to get early check-in so we can get as much of that first day as we possibly can.
But you don't get access to your cabin till like 1:30. So
correct.
Walk on with as little luggage as possible.
Yeah, because you're going to be carrying that luggage around with you until the cabin opens up. That is one of the little quirks of cruising, that on most cruise ships you don't have access to your cabin until about 1 or 2 in the afternoon because they're still turning them over. Everybody comes off the ship. The last person exits the ship about 9, usually 9:30, and then they start letting us on about 11 a.m. So that's only a 2-hour window. That's not near enough time to get all the cabins turned around, but they're just going ahead and let us on, but you can't get to the cabin. And the worst thing you can do is just hang out and wait by the doors for your cabin to open. It's such a waste. Just go explore the ship, go have some fun on the ship, and then go up there.
I don't remember how far out it was, but if you log on to your account on carnival.com, it should tell you there somewhere what day your check-in is.
Okay. Did you hear that, Mims? If you go ahead and log into your Carnival account, it should have a date there that tells you this is the day that you can check in.
And I highly recommend getting their app because it's amazing.
Yeah, the Carnival app is actually one of the best apps we use. Royal Caribbean has an excellent app. Carnival had a fabulous app. Carnival's app for $5 for the entire week. You can activate the chat feature, so you can chat with your partner wherever they are on the ship. Well, that was fabulous.
$5 per person.
Yeah, $5 per person. I highly recommend it. It worked brilliantly. There were 6 of us. It was a family cruise. And it was great because everybody knew that, look, we don't need to be joined at the hip. If you want to go do something, go do something. And when somebody was going to do something, they just, tell all the rest of us, hey, I'm going to do this trivia if anybody wants to join me. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Because that's a big ship. Oh, Mims, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you, the Serenity Adult Retreat is on the front of the sun deck, the very front of the ship. If you're a salad person, you really like a good salad. I love a good salad. There's a fabulous salad bar in that Serenity Retreat, which you saw in my food review. Highly recommend that because a lot of people don't know about it. And it's great, especially at lunchtime. Instead of going down to the buffet, getting your salad bar and whatnot, get that salad up there.
And really one more thing about check-in.
Yeah.
We had 3 cabins, 6 people. We were all linked together. When I woke up at midnight and did the check-in, there's like all this information they want you to fill out, but you can go skip all of that, go directly to the check-in, do that first, and then come back later in the day and do the rest of it.
There you go. So are you guys hearing her just fine, by the way? I forgot to ask. Did you hear all of that she just said about the check-in? It's our first time using that microphone, so I just want to make sure. Were you able to hear everything that she said clearly? Any questions about what she just said? But yeah, the app is fantastic. The app is one of the best apps out there, I think, going right now. They really did a beautiful job with that. But if somebody could just let me know, were you able to hear Rebecca just fine? I just want to make sure that you all could hear her. I'd appreciate that because we're trying to make this a little better, where we can both communicate to you all. Yes, TR, the app is fantastic. Thank you, TR. Awesome. Love it. Love it. But yeah, so just check the log into your account and make sure you know what day that is. Like she set an alarm. She got up at midnight, went to the check-in thing, came back to bed.
And I checked in all the cabins. I just went to the check-in time, and I skipped all the rest of it, the passport, the credit card, blah, blah, blah. Skipped all of that, went right to checkout time, and then went back to sleep and did the rest of it the next morning.
Yeah, that's all she did. Just took care of the check-in. So thank you. Oh, good, Mims. I'm glad you heard that. Thank you for that question. That's awesome. Rana, awesome. Thank you so much. George, how are you? We were just talking about you and that tomahawk steak just a little while ago. George is the guy who ordered that steak in that blog, and it is one of the best steaks I've ever had. I'm not a steak guy. I am a hamburger guy. But, man, that steak was just so freaking ridiculous. Hey, I hope you guys had a great time in Alaska. A few weeks after our Scarlet Lady cruise, George and Christine actually did a Carnival cruise up to Alaska, and I really wanted to stow away with them and go. They are such a lovely couple. Christine, George, and I go back to high school. How long we've known each other. I think I met Christine as a sophomore in high school, and we have tried to cruise together for probably about 10 years. Christine is a teacher, so she has kind of a limited window when she could go. And we've tried to cruise for such a long time. And we all booked this Scarlet Lady cruise back in 2019 together. We're like, yay, we're finally going to go cruising next year. And then it took 3 years until we actually got the cruise. In fact, it was funny. I was watching one of my vlogs from way back. It's one of the first vlogs we ever did on this channel. And I mentioned in that we'd been on 6 cruise lines, and pretty soon we're going to go on the Carnival Mardi Gras, and we're going to go on the Scarlet Lady. And I recorded that back in 2019. Rebecca, I'm like, did we really book those cruises that long ago? Yes, we really did. So it was just kind of bizarre watching that. So yes, George. So what George said, if you've never been to Alaska, 1, you got to go. It's just amazing. 2, it's one place where I highly recommend Princess Cruises. And I'll tell you, there's one particular reason. It's for their land sea tour. That's what we did. We had 14 days in Alaska. So the first 7 days were on land. We went to Fairbanks. We stayed at the Princess Fairbanks Lodge. I think we were there for 3 days. Then we went to the Princess Denali Lodge. We were there for 2 days at Denali Wilderness Reserve Park, whatever, a big, massive park. And then we went to Copper River, the Copper River Lodge for Princess, stayed there for 2 days. Had the most amazing salmon I've ever had in my life because it was caught right there in the Copper River, and then I ate it. And then we met the ship in Whittier, and we did 7 days. We did Skagway, Juneau, Ketchikan. We did Glacier Bay, something else, and we ended up in Vancouver. And then Rebecca tacked on 3 days in Vancouver. So at the very least, you should try to do an Alaskan cruise. But if you can tack on the land part of it, oh my God!
And they do have shorter land tours if you don't have that
Yeah.
much time. You can do 3 days, 4 days.
Correct. And you can do it on both sides. You can do it before or after the cruise. We were recommended to do it before the cruise because the land part tends to be a little bit more active. And then when you get on the ship, you can kind of be a little bit more pampered. But it really is nice to do. So, oh, that's a good question, Mims. You know, it's really funny. I meant to do that on the Mardi Gras, and I didn't. And then I was going to do it on the Scarlet Lady, but boy, the Scarlet Lady, there's a long story to the Scarlet Lady and why that didn't happen. I'm sure Christine and George are laughing right now because I attempted twice to lose my phone and my GoPro as we were getting ready to get on the Scarlet Lady. But I have not actually done that yet. I've talked about it, but I haven't shown it. But so you are going to Port Canaveral. It's super easy. Super easy. So when you get there, the Mardi Gras has the last terminal, and the signage is brilliant. You won't be able to miss it. There's big digital signage guiding you to where to go when you come driving in on the causeway. When you come driving into the causeway, you will get very excited because you come over this one bridge and then you're going to see the Disney ship. You're going to probably see a Royal Caribbean. You're going to see all these ships. You're not going to see the Mardi Gras because it's all the way down at the end. But when you pull in, there will be a bit of a traffic jam right there, just turning into the parking garage. But there's good guidance. When you pull into the parking garage, look for a attendant who will flag you down if you want to drop off your luggage. Just keep driving forward, and somebody will finally flag you down. You can drop off your luggage. Then you pull the car around to go park. You actually pay when you park, so it's kind of nice. You prepay. You don't have to worry about it when you leave. I think it was 127.
I can't remember.
127-ish, I think, 130-ish when we parked there for the 7 days. And then you just simply, walk your luggage over, whatever your carry-on is. You walk your luggage over to the terminal. And once you're inside the building, I want to say there's like 50 agents all lined up for you. So it's a pretty quick check-in progress. It's one of the most painless driving processes in Port Canaveral. Is quite good to drive into. It's a very easy port to drive into. So the signage is good. I could easily do a TikTok complete with like graphics and stuff kind of showing you how to do that if you'd like. I probably wouldn't do a YouTube episode, but I could certainly do a TikTok, kind of explain that a little bit more if you'd like. I have no problem doing that. I can put that up in the next couple of days over on the TikTok channel for sure. But it is very easy to sign. Plenty of digital signage. One of the things I always do, and I always recommend everybody do it. I did it at the Virgin Voyages as well. I get the Google Maps. I turn on the satellite so I can really see it, and I really zoom down so I can see, okay, here's the road I'm going to turn. This is where I'm going to go. And then when you get there, it's like, okay, yep, this is just like I saw it on the map. And it was really funny because when we went to Virgin Voyages, it was like right in front of us. We're driving right up to it, and I missed the turn with behind us where I had to turn to actually go to the building. So we ended up going around the horn to come back around. That's the one good thing about cruise terminals. If you miss the turn, it's usually pretty easy to do a circle and come back. So don't freak out if you miss the parking garage. If you miss actually, you're not going to miss it there. There's only one way in. A cop is going to guide you right into the parking garage. Once you're in the parking garage, you're done. You're in there. But yeah, just look for the person kind of flagging you down. They'll take your luggage. Make sure that your luggage tags are on the bags before you get there. You don't want to be putting your luggage tags on there. If you don't have luggage tags, it's okay. The porters have them, so the porters can write up a luggage tag for you. So if you have an extra bag or a luggage tag didn't quite work out, you can do that. And on Amazon's website, they have really nice luggage tags. In fact, I did a TikTok on it months ago showing these luggage tags.
Holders.
They're luggage tags holders. So you'll print the luggage tag on your computer at home, and then there's these plastic, really nice plastic luggage tag holders. You slip the luggage tag into that, and then they have really nice metal rings that connect it to your luggage. Highly recommend getting those, and they are cruise line specific. You can look up Carnival Cruise luggage tag holder.
Well, honestly, Royal and Celebrity have one size, and pretty much every other cruise line uses the other size.
There you go. So, but you can still type in Carnival Cruise luggage tag holder so that the right one will show up, because it'll say they are absolutely fabulous. In fact, I'm going to do a YouTube episode soon on luggage, and I'll show those things again. I highly recommend those, because especially like we have an inkjet printer, so if our labels get wet, they're going to run and get all nasty. So we use these things. So we have them for Royal Caribbean, for Celebrity, Norwegian, and Carnival.
There's only two kinds.
There's only two kinds.
So we have the skinny ones.
We have the skinny ones.
That's Royal and Celebrity.
It's Royal and Celebrity.
Fatter ones, everyone else.
Fatter ones, everybody else. I'm kind of doing little interpretations for her.
And plus you don't have to then, do all that stapling and.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great way. Yeah, Bill, those luggage tag holders from Amazon, they're absolutely fabulous. Like she said, there's only two sizes. So if you type in Celebrity luggage tag holder, that'll be the thin one. If you type in Carnival, that'll be the fatter one. And then, like she said, the fatter ones are pretty much going to work. If you order like a couple of each, you're pretty much set for all the cruise lines. But they are a must.
They come in a pack of 10, 6 or 10, something around.
Yeah,
there.
they come in a pack of 6 or 10, and they're really nice. I mean, they stay on the luggage really, really well. So definitely, you'll have no problem at all. Port Canaveral is one of the best. If you are going in a day or two early, which we always recommend going in a day or two early, especially if you're flying. But if you're driving in, it won't be a problem. But even if you're driving in, if you've never been to the Kennedy Space Center, holy moly, that is just an amazing place to go hang out for a day. I love Kennedy Space Center. So amazing. That's an awesome place to go before or after a cruise. So, Mim, what are you saying here? You are asking, which cruise line do you feel get the most for your money on board, no excursions? Oh, well, that depends on what you mean by that, because the reason why I'm asking that, like on the Carnival Mardi Gras, there's so much to do. You got the boat, you've got the water park in the back, you got the mini golf, you got the pool to hang out, you've got all kinds of trivia and things happening inside. And then there's the celebrity ships. There's the Scarlet Lady, which is more of that resort feel, and you just kind of sit back. So it just depends on what you're looking to get out of the ship. Are you looking to like, oh man, I want to be active. I want to do outdoor activities. I want to do things. One of the most intriguing, the two most intriguing ships out there right now, the Norwegian Prima. What they've done with that ship, they really elevated the outdoor activities. You got your go-karts, you got your 3-level go-karts, you got your ropes courses, you got all this really cool stuff, but then they have all this elegance that they've really upped the food game on that ship. And then you have like the Royal Caribbean, the other interesting ship is the Quantum class, the Odyssey of the Seas. That has ice skating, skydiving, bumper cars, huge sports court.
Does it have the North Star?
Might have the North Star as well. And then they don't quite have the food game of, say, a Norwegian Prima, but that has a lot of things to do. But then at the same time, like, we love the celebrity ships just to really do not a whole lot of anything at all. They're just lovely ships with good food. So that's a really hard answer for me to give you, because it just depends on, I enjoy all of the ship. If I want to be doing a lot of things, then I'm going to be on a Mardi Gras or a Royal Caribbean ship. If I want to keep doing, or Norwegian. But if I just want to sit, like Scarlet Lady, I think was one of the best values that we've ever had in terms of what all came with the ship. And because of the quality of the food, it wasn't just that we got free food. It was, we got Michelin star quality dining. So we definitely got our money's worth on the Scarlet Lady, no question about it. But there wasn't all those bells and whistles all over that, like all those activities. And yes, we couldn't really go use the pool that much because the pools were too small. You got to use them early in the morning. But the food was amazing. Crew was amazing. The drag show was so much fun. The music throughout the ship was so much fun. We were with George and Christine, so we had a great time with them. So that is a very hard answer unless I know exactly what kind of cruiser you are and what you want to do, because they're all good values, to be honest with you. Just some are going to have more things to do throughout the day and throughout the evening than others. You know, some are, you're more or less going to have to make up your own. Like Rebecca and I, when we were on the Norwegian getaway, that's one of those ships that has rope courses and all that other stuff, but she sprained her ankle. So we really couldn't do a whole lot. We ended up sitting on the waterfront, which was deck 8, and playing cards. But we were sitting right next to the mojito bar, which was an outdoor mojito bar. I didn't have a problem with that at all. You know, so did we get our money's worth? Yeah, I think every cruise line, you get your money's worth. The biggest thing with getting the most for your money is matching up the ship and the itinerary with what you really want to do. That's the biggest thing. A lot of times when I hear that people had a bad time on a cruise, it's because they picked the wrong ship or they picked the wrong itinerary. You know, they wanted a ship that either was totally chill and laid back, and they went on a Carnival Mardi Gras, which is going to be loud with a lot of kids, right? Or they wanted that loud, fun ship, and they went on Holland America. Holland America is a very adult cruise, a totally different experience. So to get the best value, we have to match up the best ship, the best itinerary for what you want to do. That's really it. I mean, there's over 300 cruise ships out there. So we've been on 8 different cruise lines. I think they all have great value. It's just we go on them for different reasons, and we go on different ships for different reasons. So sometimes it's even just as something as, wow, the ship's on sale. Let's go. You know, one of those things. Carnival had a ridiculous sale for a little while. I swear you could go on to Carnival Mardi Gras for something like $160 for 7 days. At one point, I was like, oh my God, let's just go get back on the ship. Sure, it was an interior. Let's go back and get on the ship. 7 days for $160 with all that food. There's so much food. You got to pace yourself with Shack Big Chicken, man. Boy, Shack Big Chicken will get you. It's so freaking good. And you will find yourself, oh my God, I just ate 10 of these things. So yeah, they're really, really good. So yeah, that's a really hard question to answer. You just have to make sure you get the right ship, the right vacation for what you want to do so that you really enjoy it. So, wow, have we been going for 1 hour and 43 minutes? This is the longest live we've ever done. Holy moly. Wow. Me and him, let's see. Hi. New subscriber, hello. New subscriber, really enjoying the channel. Important that MIMS have recognized it's important to read what activities charge extra. You can run. Well, yeah, and that is a good point. So some activities are going to be free. Like on a good point there is on the Mardi Gras. You can't just go up and get on the boat roller coaster. It's going to be $15 for 2 laps.
And you have to make a reservation.
You have to make a reservation for it. On other things, you know, I think the ice skating on the Royal Caribbean, I think is included. But again, you got to make a reservation. So there's certain things that will be included and certain things won't. I think the iFly is included too, which I believe. I can't remember. But yeah, that's an excellent point that you always do have to check to see if there is a fee included. And sometimes it's vague on the cruise line website. I will say that. Sometimes they're very vague about what are you paying for and what are you not paying for. But that is a very good point. Yeah. Yeah, but that thank you for bringing that up. That is a good point that you can end up, you know, just booking a lot of things without realizing that you're going to get charged. So definitely make sure.
My father and his wife, ages and ages ago, before drink packages were a thing, had gone on a cruise, a family cruise with her family. And they ended up spending, they didn't even pay attention to what they were doing. They spent more on alcohol than they did on the cruise.
That's very easy to do.
Because they weren't paying attention to what they just ordered buckets of beer and just kept ordering for the family.
Well, and MIMS, you know, that's why it's so important to find a good travel agent. We have always, even though we've been cruising since 2006, we still use a travel agent. And if you missed it before, not to toot our own horn, but within the next couple of weeks, hopefully we will have our travel agency up and running, and we will actually be able to book cruises for you now, and certainly give advice and help. We will be able to book all kinds of travel as well. We live in the Orlando area. We're in the land of theme parks, so we will be able to help you with Disney, Universal vacations. We will be working with a travel agency that has approximately 50 other travel agents working there with Maureen there. So pretty soon, not only will we be giving you advice on TikTok and YouTube here, but we'll even be able to help you go ahead and book a cruise if you'd like to book with us as well. But certainly, whether it's going to be with us or with anybody, you should always book with a travel agent. And the biggest reason to book with a travel agent is, one, when we booked our first cruise, we spent over 2.5 hours on the phone with our travel agent. Because, Rebecca had done some research, but the most confusing part is the freaking cabins. Why are there 25 classes of cabins on a ship? Because they can. And two cabins side by side are absolutely identical, but this one costs $100 more than this one. Why? I don't know, because they said you can. And so just to have a travel agent walk us through so much. Rebecca just reminded me too, Mims, if you didn't see it earlier, join our private Facebook group where we're sharing all kinds of information. But the biggest thing about a travel agent, one, they can certainly help you walk through, because pairing you up with the right ship and the right itinerary, that's the most important part of any cruise. We have a really lovely mom in our Facebook group who's like, we're on Norwegian now. I don't know if we're going to take another cruise. She was with her younger daughters. She picked a Norwegian ship that was an older model ship, didn't really have a whole lot. They had a few things up on the upper deck, but didn't have a whole lot. And I was like, with your young daughters, I would have picked a breakaway class or above, because that has all kinds of stuff for the kids to do. Plus, they have a really nice spas and things that you can take advantage of. So that's number one. A good travel agent is going to help you pick the right ship, match up the ship and the itinerary with who you are, because that's really important. Second thing is, if there's any changes that are going to be made, they have to take care of it. You can either you're going to initiate the change, or like with the pandemic or a hurricane, a change is going to be initiated because of circumstances. And if you don't have a travel agent, well, you're going to be on the phone for a very long time waiting for somebody on the other end to pick up. I mean, we've heard stories of taking days to get through, whereas the travel agent has a different set of people to get through. Now, it may take them some time as well to get through, but you're off enjoying your life. You're doing whatever, while the travel agent is dealing with trying to get through. So those are two big reasons to use a travel agent. Third big reason, travel agents are 100% free. You do not pay for a travel agent. And most people don't know that. They think, oh God, if I use a travel agent, I got to pay them. No, 1,000% free for you. Travel agents make the commissions from the theme parks, the cruise lines, the whatever. So if a travel agent ever says, well, it's going to cost you $500 for me to take care of that, walk away. Just walk away, because that is not the person that you want to use. So, but it can be, absolutely, Maureen. It can be, anything can be confusing, any trip. Like I wouldn't know the first thing about booking a trip in like the Mediterranean. So I would probably refer you to an expert who knows that kind of a thing. Hey, George, you're going to Cape Canaveral in April. Oh, you're coming down in April on a Mardi Gras? Hey, shoot us a message offline. Tell us what cruise you're going on. Never know. One of us might show up on that ship for sure. That would be awesome. And there are some great restaurants down there too that I'll shoot you guys that. But hey, send us the information offline. I'd love to know what you're going on. Maybe we'll come join you. Mims, you're going to be
on the Mardi Gras.
Huh?
He's going on the Mardi Gras.
George's, I know.
Yeah, okay.
No, the dates.
Oh, dates.
Yeah. Mims, you're taking the November 26th cruise. Worried that the pools will be too cold. We use a Carnival agent. Was that okay? Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with using a Carnival agent at all. Will the pools be too cold? I don't think so. It's on the other side. So we went in March and they were cold, but that was, they had January, February, March. In November, we've been on Thanksgiving cruises and we go in the pools, no problem. So it's usually the other end. The Caribbean starts to cool off around January, February. So that's when the pools start getting cold. You shouldn't have.
And it also depends on your particular definition of cold.
Yeah, it also depends on your definition of cold. Absolutely, George. I'll give you all the advice you want. That's a fabulous ship. So seriously, send me the dates. I want to go back to the Fortune Teller. Fortune Teller is such a good bar. And what I should do, I could go to Fortune Teller, take my drink up to Shack Big Chicken and just go up and have dinner. That would be like the perfect night for me.
And actually, one of the other big pieces of Mardi Gras advice is I don't recommend on that ship, don't recommend early seating dinner, either anytime or late.
Yeah.
because of the way they work the restaurants.
Yeah. So you don't want to have the fixed dining.
The early fixed dining.
Yeah, you don't want to have the early fixed dining if you can help it. And that's because if they still do it this way, and I think they do, Chibang and La Cucina del Capitano are included as a restaurant, but you've got to make a reservation to go in there. If you have the early seating in the main dining room, you can't make a reservation for Chibang or La Cucina until about 7 o'clock. And by then, the seatings could already be filled up from the
it could be a long
anytime
wait.
dining folks, or it could be a very long wait. If you have anytime dining right at 5 or 5:30, whenever it opens up, you can go on the app and just say, I'm ready to come to dinner. And then they will let you know on the app when your table's ready. That's the other awesome thing about the app. Whether you're in the main dining, whatever restaurant you're in, when you check in to say, I'm ready for dinner, the app will tell you when your table's ready. You don't need to go line up at the main dining room. You don't need to go line up anywhere. You can go have a drink. And then the app will say, your table's ready. You got 10 minutes to get to the restaurant. It's awesome. Totally awesome. So good. Okay. You got anytime dining. Way to go, Mims. That's the way to go. So at 5 o'clock or 5:30 every night, if you want to go to La Cucina or you want to go to Chibang, you will just simply go on the app and go, and you will pick a time. You can pick a time from 5:30.
No, you say I'm ready now.
That's right. You say I'm ready now. And then they will just go ahead and let you know. And they'll usually tell you, I think it said like, oh, it'll be like 30 minutes or something like that.
They'll always tell you what sort of wait. So if you don't want to, if you go, oh, I want to go to La Cucina, but you look at it and it's like a 70-minute wait. Well, we'll go to Chibang instead. That's a 10-minute wait. Yeah.
So it'll tell you. So that's the way to go. Anybody planning to go on a Carnival Mardi Gras, do anytime dining, probably the same with the celebration.
Late dining isn't bad either because you won't have missed your early. That's the problem with if you're waiting for one of those restaurants, you'll have missed your early dinner.
Yeah.
But late, you won't have missed your early dinner.
No, and there is such a thing as second dinner, as we did learn. When that very first night when the three guys went to Pig and Anchor, my nephew, who had never been on a ship before, in fact, my brother-in-law had never been on a ship before, but my nephew said, so all of this food is included, right? And I said, yeah. So can we have a second dinner? I said, yeah. He goes, so can we go to Chibang? I'm like, can I have 30 minutes? And that's what we did. And that, yes, 1000% you can do that. We went to Pig and Anchor, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then about 8:30, we went to Chibang for a second dinner. I had a little bit. They had a full dinner. I couldn't do it. But that's the other thing, Mims, about going on a cruise ship. At the main dining room, you can pretty much order anything you want and more or less as much as you want. So if you see multiple entrees in the main dining room and you say, I'd like to try 2 or 3 of these, you can ask the waiter and say, can you bring out an appetizer portion of these 3 items? They usually will say yes. You want to have multiple appetizers, you want to have multiple desserts. At Rudy's, when you're paying for food, it's always 1 entree. They'll usually give you a couple of appetizers. They might give you a couple of desserts, but the entree is only going to be 1 entree. But you can use, like we did with the shrimp. The shrimp was so freaking good. We're like, can we get another one of these shrimp? Yeah, absolutely. I'll bring you another shrimp.
And always ask. The worst they can do is say no.
But just because you had dinner at Pig and Anchor doesn't mean that you are now, like there's something on the app that goes, nope, they can't eat anywhere else. You can go to Chibang, and then you can go to La Cucina. You can just go nuts if you really wanted to. But you can pretty much eat as much. You could eat yourself silly if you wanted to. It's just when you pay for the meals that they do limit you to 1 entree. But on both sides of it, you can usually get like a couple appetizers and a couple of desserts. So yeah. George, I'm so excited that you and Christine are coming down to do the Mardi Gras. That is so awesome. Such a fun ship. And hopefully, supposedly they were going to be starting to take care of all of these staffing issues because like a lot of the visas were changing, and of course all of the COVID rules were changing. So hopefully they're starting to get some folks back. But I did read somewhere that at least 30% of people who used to work on cruise ship did not come back because they found good jobs on land. And they're like, you know what? We just don't want to take a chance that something like this happens. So we'd rather stay on land. So they did lose about 30% of the overall cruise workforce that needs to be completely replaced. So everybody is definitely going through with that. Bill, you're going to be on the Mardi. Man, lots of Mardi Gras people out there. It's a good ship. It really is. Mims, I'm sorry. I might have put a little doubt in your mind there, but you are going to have a fabulous time on that ship. You absolutely will. The crew is lovely and just so amazing. And we've been going almost 2 hours, so I think I am going to finally wrap this up, guys. This has been amazing. This has been so much fun talking to all of y'all tonight. I can't believe I've been talking for 2 hours. I can't believe you guys have been listening to me for 2 hours. That's even worse. But I'm really glad. Mims, if you have any more questions, please drop them into the comments of those Mardi Gras videos. I'll be glad to answer, or come on over to the TikTok. For those of you who are here for the first time, thank you so much for coming in. Certainly come over and join our private Facebook group. We're trying to do this every Monday night here on YouTube. 7 p.m. Eastern time is when we try to come on the air. And then also on Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m., you'll find us over on the TikTok channel, the Where's Walter TV, at Where's Walter TV. You will find us over on the TikTok channel as well on Saturday mornings. Usually we're here at the house. Sometimes we'll do them from the Disney parks just because it's fun to do it. In fact, we found a great spot at Animal Kingdom that I really want to go back to and do it again over there. That was a absolute hoot over there. But yeah, so definitely join our Facebook group if you want to support us by becoming a Patreon. Certainly, we would certainly welcome that. And of course, if you want to get some merch, I mean, this is the logo shirt, but we've got all kinds of fun shirts over there as well. So, folks, I want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. I can't believe we've gone 2 hours. Mims, everybody, thank you so much for all the wonderful questions. George and Christine, great to see you guys here tonight. Thank you so much for coming over. Everybody else, Bill, great to see you over here. We'll definitely be chatting offline about doing some collaborations and whatnot. But everybody out there, have yourself a wonderful rest of the evening. Come back here next Monday night at 7, or join us over on TikTok 10:30 in the morning on Saturday. So have a great rest of your night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for your support. Good night, everybody. Bye.